some risk or some danger, just in order so they could learn things. Because their hearts grow into those small gatherings, those private often gatherings. Now it is easy. Now the whole family comes to the Majalis. Now you hear so much about Majalis and Adab. So it's been made easy for us. But we want to return back through these same gatherings to the really purified sorrow, breathing of Allah, which does what, brothers and sisters, which makes us achieve and accomplish what we are here for, and that is to get us out of the pit of idol. That is to develop the Jannati aspect in ourselves. Imam says that Imam Sadiq alayhi salam again asked Muslim, he says, do you remember the troubles which were inflicted on the Imam, like we have come here to remember? So he replied, yes. So the Imam asked him something. He asked him, are you disturbed by it? He's asking him this question. Doesn't it? You disturb yourself by it. Are you disturbed by it? Look at his reply. And it is as if Imam wanted to take this out of him.
Wow, wow.
He says, very yes by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this grief affects me such that the people and my family see its effects in my face. And I even leave my meals while this sorrow becomes apparent. Imam is bringing this out of him in order to show human beings that the effects of real sorrow of Imam comes about. So Imam replied, he says, verily may Allah have mercy on your tears. He says, he's telling this Muslim, that you are of those people who are afflicted by our grief. Why? Because those signs became apparent from the core of his being. He says, and you are of those who rejoice at our prosperity and lament over our sorrows, and you will die. When you will die, you will find beside you, close to you, our forefathers. This is the person who will find the forefathers of Imam beside them, close to you, and they will counsel the angel of death regarding you, and glad tidings shall be given to you, which will illuminate your eyes, just like your eyes became illuminated by the purified tears. And saying this, the Imam began to eat himself. And he continues to say, and if one tear which has fallen from the eyes, what type of tear is this? This is the spiritual tear, brothers. If one tear which has fallen from their eyes is thrown into the pits of Jahannam, its flame becomes extinguished as if there was never any fire. How does this happen? This happens because the heart is the origin, is the springs of this water which flows down from the eyes. That heart which is purified is Jannati. There is no Jahannami qualities in that fire. So those tears are able to extinguish that fire.
सलावत पढ़िए मोहम्मद और आले मोहम्मद पे।
A heart which is corrupted by vice and evil does not produce pure tears. How can it extinguish the flames of Jahannam? This is the strength of one tear. وَسِلَاحُهُ الْبُكَاءُ. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, and their tears are weapons. That's a weapon that puts out the flames of Jahannam. This is what we're here to get to. This is what the Imam is training us today. This is what we have come to train ourselves today. And how, we want to end with how we go about starting this purification. A hadith, a hadith from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who speaks to his beloved Prophet. He says, O Ahmad, an individual may recite a number of ritual prayers equal to the prayers of all the inhabitants of the earth and the heavens, and he may fast abundantly like the number of inhabitants of the earth and heaven. He may fast to their numbers, and he may abstain from food in the manner that the angels abstain from food, and he may dress in the clothes of the poor. All this, if we do all this, it's a show. It can be a show. It doesn't have to be real. Just like we've come here to make these slogans of the Imam pure and not a show, brothers and sisters. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if all of this is present in a human being, but if I examine his soul and even find one trace of the desire for the world, one trace of the desire for fame, one trace of the desire of its pleasures, one trace of the desire of its adornment, and I will exclude him from my proximity, and I will remove my love from his heart. Or then can such a person have love for the Imam without love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What's the criterion? The criterion is that this heart needs to be free. Our hearts are not free right now. But we come here, we ask Allah that I ask you in the name of Him who gave you everything. He gave everything He had. There could have been nothing else He could have given. I ask you in His name to make this heart free. Ya Allah, how many years do I have to live? This heart is becoming more and more problematic for me. I can't find a way that it can purify. And maybe in this way Allah listens. But we have to know that we must make tawassul, but we must also know that we need to work. If somebody today comes and says, oh, I have financial problems, and I tell him, yes, inshallah, I pray for you, you also ask Allah dua. But you come to me and tell me one thing and say, look, I know I have to ask dua, but I have to work for it also. So what makes us think we don't have to work for this? What makes us think we can achieve a pure heart and cry these pure tears without working for it? What makes us think that we are free from these attachments of the world, that we are free from the desire of food, that we are free from the desire of indulging with the opposite sex, that we are free from anger, that we are free from fame, that we are free from the desire for power, that we are free from the desire of wealth? How many desires are there that hold the heart cage? We need to find out. We need to realize. Today we don't realize this. We think we are there and we are not affected by these things. And that is why we need somebody to tell us. Because ourselves will deceive us. We need somebody to come and tell us that you have this. This is what a guide is called. We need spiritual guides. We need spiritual masters. This is what the Imams do. We need to find that yearning to seek guidance that Allah